That 3 p.m. crash you feel? The brain fog, the reaching for coffee, the sudden inability to focus. That's not a caffeine deficiency. That's not laziness. That's your blood sugar doing something your breakfast set in motion hours earlier. And once you understand that, the whole conversation about energy changes. Because stable energy all day is absolutely achievable, and it comes down to what you eat and in what combination. The real problem: when you eat something high in refined carbohydrates, white bread, sugary cereal, most packaged snacks, your blood glucose spikes fast. Your pancreas releases a surge of insulin to bring it back down. And here's the problem: it often overshoots. Blood sugar drops lower than before you ate. And that drop is what you feel as fatigue, irritability, and the desperate urge for something sweet or caffeinated. This is called reactive hypoglycemia, and research published in Nature Metabolism in 2021 found it affects a significant portion of the population, even people without diabetes. The study tracked participants using continuous glucose monitors and found that post-meal crashes from high glycemic foods directly correlated with increased hunger and fatigue. This isn't a personal failure. It's biology responding to the food environment. The fix isn't willpower. It's understanding which foods genuinely stabilize glucose rather than spike it. Complex carbohydrates. The foundation of all-day energy is not avoiding carbohydrates. It's choosing the right ones. Foods like oats, sweet potatoes, brown rice, lentils, and quinoa are digested slowly because of their fiber content and molecular structure. The glucose they release is gradual and sustained, not a flood followed by a drought. Oats are the most well-researched example. A review published in Nutrients found that oat consumption significantly reduced post-meal blood glucose spikes compared to refined grains. The beta-glucan fiber forms a gel in your gut that slows digestion and smooths glucose delivery over a longer window. Sweet potatoes are another standout. Lower glycemic index than regular potatoes and rich in magnesium, which plays a direct role in ATP production, the actual energy currency your cells run on. Estimates suggest up to 75% of people in Western countries don't meet their daily magnesium intake. If your cells are short on magnesium, your mitochondria are working with one hand tied behind their back. Protein and fat. If complex carbohydrates are the slow-burning fuel, protein and healthy fat are the stabilizers. Protein from eggs, legumes, fish, Greek yogurt, tofu slows gastric emptying, meaning the carbohydrates you eat alongside it are absorbed even more gradually. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adding protein to a carbohydrate-rich meal reduced the glycemic response by up to 40% compared to eating carbohydrates alone. That's the difference between crashing at 11 a.m. and feeling sharp until lunch. Healthy fats work similarly. Avocado, olive oil, nuts, fatty fish. These delay stomach emptying and stimulate GLP-1, a hormone that moderates blood sugar and signals fullness. A landmark trial in the New England Journal of Medicine, following over 7,000 participants, found that those eating a Mediterranean-style diet had significantly better metabolic health and sustained cognitive performance throughout the day. Compared to the control group, eggs and legumes. Eggs deserve a specific mention. Research in the International Journal of Obesity found that people who ate eggs for breakfast consumed significantly fewer calories over the following 24 hours, compared to those eating a calorie-matched bagel breakfast, not because they were dieting, but because eggs produced a sustained satiety and a flatter glucose curve. Eggs are also one of the best sources of choline, essential for acetylcholine production, a neurotransmitter directly tied to focus and mental stamina. Legumes are probably the most underrated food globally for sustained energy, and they exist in virtually every food culture. Dal in South Asia, black beans in Latin America, lentil soup across the Middle East, chickpeas in the Mediterranean. A systematic review in the Archives of Internal Medicine found that replacing high glycemic foods with legumes significantly improved glycemic control and reduced cardiovascular risk markers. The same glucose smoothing effect that helps people managing diabetes also benefits anyone who wants consistent energy, rather than cycles of highs and crashes. Quick pause. If this is useful, hit like right now. It costs you nothing, and it genuinely helps this reach more people. The algorithm rewards engagement, and your like is what makes that possible. Okay, back to it. Hydration. This gets overlooked constantly, but the research is direct. Even mild dehydration, just 1 to 2% of body weight and fluid loss, measurably impairs cognitive performance, mood, and perceived energy. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found that mildly dehydrated women experienced increased fatigue and difficulty concentrating without even feeling particularly thirsty. The thirst mechanism is a lagging indicator. By the time you're thirsty, you're already behind. Drinking water consistently throughout the day, particularly first thing in the morning and before meals, is one of the simplest, most evidence-backed things you can do for stable energy. What's working against you? No amount of good food choices fully compensates for the ones actively spiking and crashing your glucose. Ultra-processed foods are the biggest culprit. A 2021 analysis in the BMJ found that ultra-processed food consumption had exceeded 50% of total caloric intake in countries like the US, UK, and Canada, and was rising rapidly across urban populations in Asia, Latin America, and Africa. These foods combine refined flour, added sugars, and seed oils into an almost perfect blood sugar spiking formula. The crash that follows doesn't just make you tired, it triggers hunger again within an hour or two, restarting the whole cycle. Alcohol is worth mentioning too. Even moderate consumption disrupts REM sleep, which directly tanks next-day energy. Research from the journal Sleep found that even 2 drinks before bed reduced next-day alertness measurably, independent of total sleep time. Practical plate building. The framework that works is building every meal around what I'd call an energy anchor, a slow-digesting carbohydrate, a protein source, and a fat source, all 3 together. Breakfast. Oats with eggs or Greek yogurt, some nuts, berries on top. Lunch brown rice or lentils with a protein. Fish, chicken, tofu, and olive oil over vegetables. Dinner follows the same principle. Don't eat carbohydrates alone. On snacking, if you're combining protein, fat, and complex carbs at meals, you'll find you crash less between meals in the first place. When you do snack, make it something with protein or fat, a handful of nuts, hummus and vegetables, a boiled egg, not a rice cake on its own, which will spike and crash you faster than you'd expect. Meal timing matters too. Research in the International Journal of Obesity found that people who ate a larger breakfast and smaller dinner had better glycemic regulation and more consistent energy throughout the day. Your insulin sensitivity is highest in the morning and decreases as the day goes on. Eating more earlier is literally working with your body's chronobiology, not against it. Stable energy all day is not about biohacking or expensive superfoods. It's about understanding how your blood sugar works and building meals that keep it steady. Complex carbohydrates for slow fuel, protein and fat as stabilizers, adequate hydration, and cutting back on ultra-processed foods. Done consistently, that combination changes how you feel every single day. Most people are 1 or 2 meal changes away from feeling noticeably better by mid-afternoon. That's worth something. If this gave you something useful, subscribe. I make evidence-based videos like this regularly. No hype, nothing to sell, and there's a lot more worth your time. See you in the next one!